This is the next in a series of lawnmower repair videos. The last one I worked on was, I think, Jewel, and I got her running and was not able to make the final video because I found a buyer for her so quickly because it ran so good. Jewel was the mower I got for free on the app, is I think called Free Stuff Alerts, and this mower I just picked up for $20, and this is kind of typical of the type of mowers that I get. They're filthy, grungy, and to me this is just like buried treasure. Let me check that out. That is some nasty stuff there. I'm kind of expecting to find bugs and old mouse nests, because this thing looks like it's been stored, you know, under a deck or something. That's often how they look when they're just stuck under there because they quit running, or somebody has a problem. They just stick the mower under there and don't think about it anymore. But this mower is probably going to clean up and look great. I put a new dipstick in it because the one that was in there was sticking. Every time you try and turn it, you couldn't get it out. And instead of fooling with that every time, I've got enough of the old ones for mowers I've salvaged over the years that it just comes out like it's supposed to. The other one, you turn it and it just wouldn't come out. So we're going to have fun with this one. I hope you stick around to the end, because I'm going to try and get this ugly thing running and looking great. It's a mulching mower with the bag in the back, and the bag is just basically decomposed, treated the same way the mower was. The fabric didn't hold up to that. And it is an MTD Yard Machines 21-inch cut, 6.5 horsepower. It's the big engine, 190cc. I don't think it has the big crankshaft. But anyway, let's clear some of this crap out of the way and we'll see what this is. 11A-429, R's in Roger 729 is the model number. And it's an MTD product like most of them are. And just to get started with this thing, let's look at the air filter. That'll be fun. This is the primer type mower. It's not self-priming, which I like. I mean, I like the self-primers too, but they're a little more tricky to work with and repair. These are simple. And so I need a 5/16 socket. And we're going to look under here and see what the air filter looks like. That'll be a fun place to start. There is no fuel in this mower. It's probably just evaporated out over the years. No telling how long this thing's just been sitting around. All right, there is your air filter. And it's better than I thought it was going to be. It's a nice collection of grass seeds. Sure don't want that getting loose in my lawn. It's like dandelions. I'm going to hold this filter up to this window over here. Yeah, there's not much light coming through there. It's not so much debris as it's just it looks like fine dirt and stuff. So I think I'm going to go ahead and discard this filter. Sometimes you can clean them, but I don't see that happening with that one. So that's going. Underneath this looks great, amazing. I mean, look at that. Wow. That's impressive. So that's very clean. And by the way, the oil in this thing is like the color of dark honey, so that's always good. Let's see if the primer bulb is rotten. No, it's still, I always look for pink on my thumb, see how bad the decomposition is. So it's not too bad. So let's take off the the vanity cover and see what kind of wildlife we can find under here. That last one I worked on Jewel. Oh man, was that Jewel turned out to be a jewel. I sold that mower for $100 and I got her free. And what they had done, somebody had gone in and took all the springs, all the carburetor linkage springs, the governor spring and all that, on those old P-Jets, there's 2 springs. And they had connected them to the air vane itself, the plastic air vane, rather than connecting it to the wire loop that goes through and connects to is the link between the air vane and the carburetor. They had connected them to the air vane itself rather than to the little wire loop that goes through there. So when she said it was running like a scalded dog, it probably was, probably running at way too high RPMs. But they're tough engines, as you know. This thing is not coming out too easily. Let's see. I think it must be script over there. All right, so let's look. There's there. Sometimes the black widows like to get up under these vanity covers. Okay, so that's not too bad. I'm going to get the other screw that goes in here. And I don't want to lose that, so let me put this over here. I'm going to tap on the screw to get it out of there. Man, that's a tough one. Get the big hammer. There we go. Okay, I got the 2 little vanity screws out. And there's a lot of dirt under here. Let's see. The carburetor spring doesn't move at all yet. It is, I mean, wow, that is locked, man. Woo! It should move back and forth, but it's just stuck. You know what? Just for fun, yeah. See this? Let me show you what I'm talking about here. This should move. That controls that's the throttle basically that controls how much your fuel mixture is going to get through there, and it's just locked in. So I suspect that the pivot points on this carburetor, top and bottom, are probably so full of crud that nothing can be done right now. So just for fun, I'm going to squirt some carb cleaner in here. Where those pivot points are and see if that frees it up. I'm just curious. There's one on the bottom, the other pivot point up top. See if that makes a difference. A little bit. There we go. See that? So that's that varnish that this thing probably has been sitting around for 10 years. So now it moves like it's supposed to. So that's going to require, that carb is going to probably have to be replaced, but or cleaned up completely and replaced. But that's moving like it's supposed to now. Okay. So the next step is to take off this filthy gas tank. to do that, same thing, you get your 5/16 socket. And I'm going to get it started with this ratchet, and then I'll use my electric drill. So there's 3 of them up here. 1, 2, 3. All right, we're gonna move these off rapidly now. There's one in the back, one in the front, and one over there. I'm going to get them completely loose, and then I'm going to use my magnet to get them out, because I don't want to, they're so small that easily dropped down in the flywheel, and that's never good. Let me get this big guy. Some other magnet on the stick here. Oops, trying to do better than that. 1, 2, 3. And then holding this tank on is the other one at the bottom, so don't forget about that one. That's a big 3/8 screw. In fact, here's one from another job, but that's what it looks like right there. And then there's the tank will either have a molded piece on there, or it's removable that falls off. That is a big washer between this and the tank, between the crankcase and the tank. And often this is loose enough where you can move it back without loosening that. But I'm going to go ahead and loosen it a little. And that's a 3/8 head screw. So let's at least loosen it a turn or two. Slipping. There we go. Okay. Now this should tilt back real easily. And okay, somebody has worked on this machine, and I'll tell you how I know that. Amazing that even with all this dirt and everything, somewhere along the way, somebody's worked on this machine, because they did not reinstall those tabs. See how all the tabs are on the outside? The one on the left and the one on the right, they go under that blower housing. The big one in the center is supposed to be out. Small thing, a small item, but that's a hint. It's a hint that somebody's worked on this mower. They didn't put it back together right. So now we're gonna to get underneath. You've got to take off the dipstick and take the dipstick screw out, and then swing that dipstick away. And then you remove the 3/8. There's 4 3/8, but first we've got to turn that dipstick out of the way. So we get the 5/16 again. And maybe I can do this and do it at the same time to show you. See that dipstick over there? Well, there's a screw right there that's got to come out. All right, so that's out. Let me get my magnet again. And lift that up and away. So that's out. And that, by the way, these are interchangeable with the 3 that hold the tank on. That's those 3 that look alike. That's what, or 4 rather now, because one of them holds the dipstick on. So we got that out. And now we're going to swing that dipstick away from the tank. And what I'm going to do is lift up on this. I'm going to lift up on the dipstick and then swing it away. Oh, you know what? I always like to clean around the base, because you don't want all that crap falling in there. Now let's clean these horrible spider webs out too. Oh, yeah, this is... Sometimes I wonder about myself why I think this is so much fun, but it is. It's like finding treasure to me. Other people look at that, God, that is nasty. Yes, it is. But for me, this is fun, fun, fun. Trying to clean the stuff here so I don't have a, in case this comes out, I'm not going to take it out, but sometimes they come out when you move them by themselves, and then you got to stick it back in there. And then you push a bunch of dirt and crap down your crankcase with the oil, and that's never good. Okay, so that's a little better. I think now maybe I can gently pull up on this. I'm going to gently pull, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Oh, see, they come out, and now I'm going to swing it away this way. See how they've swung that out? So it's still in there, but now I can get to the rewinder and get it off. And so I'm going to take off 1, 2, and in the back 3, and then in that corner there's 4. So there's 4 going to come out of there. But that's probably enough for now. We've done a lot on this short tape, so stay with me as we bring Kathy back to life.